What's going on out there?
What is he doing? What is he doing?
Oh,
He's
well,
beginning to believe.
let me start the show off right. I got a little bit interrupted there. Welcome to the Culture Junkie Nation. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Kenshiro. We're back with another great episode of Culture Junkies Live. I am your host, massive comic book junkie and anime junkie, Kenshiro. Today we have a special guest in studio today. 904Matcha is an up-and-coming hip-hop artist and fellow culture junkie. So I got to meet this young man a few months ago and really had a great time interviewing him. So he wanted to come in the show, and here he is. So he'll be unveiling some brand new music for us right here exclusively on our show. Our first Culture Junkies Live exclusive. How about that, fellas? But more on him in a second. So sitting to the right of me is video game enthusiast and culture junkie, the great Adakushi.
Hello, everybody. I got some new stuff that I'm not going to play. No, that's not true. I'll play it eventually. I got it.
That's what he always says.
I do always say
that
it.
is what he always says. That is 100% what he always says.
It takes a while, but
right.
I'll get it.
He'll get to it. All right. So also sitting across from me is movie junkie and just all around swell guy, GQ.
There's something out there waiting for us, and it ain't no man.
Well, if this is your first time joining the show, thank you for choosing to spend your evening with us. We are the Culture Junkies. We'll be entertaining you for the next hour or so. For the first 45 minutes, we'll be talking about our main topics, which is going to be 904Matcha. It'll be all about him today. And then the last 15 minutes of the show is dedicated to you, the people, in our Power is Yours segment, where we will talk about anything under the sun that you want to talk about, whether it be relationship advice, sports, betting odds. But be careful, we're not very good at that type of thing because we don't do that.
I'm actually great at it. I just ain't giving nobody no tips.
Oh, okay. He's kind of like a Scrooge McDuck in that manner. He wants to hold on to all his cash. So don't go to this guy looking for any betting tips. Anyway, so let me also tell you how the show works. So right now, our overlay, let me explain it to you. Hitting is right over here to my right is the follower goal where we've almost reached it. And if we hit the goal before the month is over, that will trigger a follower goal giveaway where anybody that is watching the show will be eligible to win a prize out of GQ's treasure chest. So over here to my left, we've got the extra life meter, which if you fill up the extra life meter, we'll tack on an extra 15 minutes to the end of the Power is Yours, which will give us an extra 30 minutes, a total of 30 minutes to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hit the show. So first and foremost, let's do Run the Gamut. So Run the Gamut today, we got a lot of really great topics. And first and foremost, right off the bat, Willow, that show, the original Disney Plus TV series, has mercifully been canceled after one season.
He said mercifully.
Mercifully. Because, man, I was excited for this show. I really was. But then I watched it and I was just like, damn.
I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah,
like,
man.
It wasn't like, oh my gosh, it's Willow, the best thing in the world. I just thought it was, somewhat enjoyable.
It was bad. It was bad. Take my word for it. Also this week, we got Tekken 8, Paul and Martial Law trailers.
His hair looks stupid.
Have come on. Yeah, he's already said that we need a Paul skin
I'm gonna say that
to fix the hair,
times.
right?
Paul's hair looks stupid.
Yeah. No,
I don't like it at all.
First, like I was saying to you on Sunday, first it was Ken with the hobo, down on his luck look, and now Paul Phoenix is got that look. So, it is what it is. But for you two, I know you two are massive Quentin Tarantino fans. His last film is now been finished, and he's getting ready to start filming it. It's called The Movie Critic. I wonder what that one's going to be about.
I'm curious myself.
I'm very curious, actually. Day one viewing, GQ. What would you say?
Maybe.
He says maybe.
I mean, I've been seeing his movies in the theater ever since I was able to, which means of age. So, I'll check this one out in the movie even though my going to the theater type feel has kind of died down from when I was younger. Certain movies, I'll make that trip for.
Right. In gaming news, so we got March's PlayStation Plus catalog has been unveiled, and it features Ghostwire Tokyo, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, Street Fighter V Champion Edition, and Rainbow Six Extraction. So if you guys haven't picked up on that, there's actually a whole, litany of stuff. They even have the there was this one game that I can't remember it, but it was a pretty interesting game, and that I think is on the list that you guys check out. And lastly, For you anime junkies out there, if you guys didn't know, I am a big fan of Slam Dunk. Always have been. Takahiko Inoue's Slam Dunk brought basketball to Japan and kind of made it big in conjunction with the rise of the Chicago Bulls and them being over there. But it had a new movie that just came out this past December, and it has already won Japan's Academy of Film Animation of the Year. So it won the Best Animation of the Year award. For comparison, the last Evangelion movie last year won this award, and the first Slam Dunk has only been out for 3 months. It released in December, like I said, and it beat out One Piece Red.
Oh wow!
And Makoto Shinkai's latest entry. So that's actually pretty big news. All right, y'all. That's Run the Gamut. We'll move right along. Let me introduce you to our guest. 904Matcha. Like I said, he's a young man I got to meet a couple months ago at Replay Cafe at the Influencer event. He hails from the Sunshine State, and he came up here for the opportunity to grow as an artist. Kind of felt stifled down there. So he came up here to the 313 for, our little land of milk and honey, I guess you could say, because there's better opportunity for him up here. And he launched his career back in 2019. He endeavors to inspire new people and bring joy to them with his sound. So, 904Matcha, welcome to Culture Junkies Live, my friend.
Thank you for having me, everyone. The Culture Junkie. I appreciate it.
Bring that mic a little bit closer to you, just a little bit. Yeah,
right,
just a little bit. Make sure they can hear you.
Get over here.
So, thank you for the follower, Left Spleen. That's a pretty interesting name.
Yo,
Left Spleen says hi, Matcha.
How's it going?
With the hard eyes too. Must be an adoring fan. We welcome you to the Culture Junkie Nation. Thank you for being here. So, first of all, tell us more about you, both as an artist and as a person.
Let's see. As an artist and as a person. As a person, I'm like very mellow. I'm super big into, of course, like watching anime and movies and cartoons and all that good stuff. I love to travel. Can't really sit in one place for too long. I start getting antsy.
Little wanderlust.
Yeah, I'm just like, all right, I'm sitting in the house for like 3 days straight. Let me go to Canada real quick or something. I just need to go out somewhere, just be somewhere. So like, I'm very I always need to be on the move and do something. So like, I love that. I love playing video games, like I was telling you guys earlier. Definitely big into like playing Fortnite. I like Demon Slayer. I'm huge into the Zelda game, Breath of the Wild, and I'm waiting for the new one to come out. Or
Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, I think it's like Tears of the Kingdom or something like that. I'm super excited for that. What else? I don't know. I'm really big into just enjoying myself. I like a lot of those kind of like open world type of games, and I really liked like speaking of open world, I liked Pokemon Legends of Arceus. So yeah, that's just kind of like personal life. That's kind of what I do. Of course, I enjoy my nice cup of matcha as I brought with me today.
Show it off, man. Put it on the camera. So show off his little mason jar of matcha, green matcha tea.
Look at that green, that matcha green. Yeah, baby.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess there's that. Performer wise, like me as a performer, I think that what would I describe? I don't know. I really like. I think the traveling aspect helps because I like to perform everywhere. I like to learn like where my sound fits, I guess, and I really like turning up a freaking crowd for sure. I love that. Like I love seeing people smile while I'm performing because they don't expect it. They see me come on stage, and I don't know, if I were in the crowd, I wouldn't know what to expect from seeing myself,
Okay.
I'm just being honest, You see this dude with Bantu knots walk up, and then I'm a pretty...
He's beginning to believe.
So I'm a pretty heavy dude, so they're just like, all right, what's this dude about to do? Like, I hope he doesn't stage dive or something, Like, nah.
Have you done that?
So,
Have you ever done that yet? No?
Well, I've jumped into the crowd, but I didn't stage dive or nothing like that.
Okay.
I don't need a lawsuit, you feel me?
Nice. I want to acknowledge Left Spleen, who just joined the channel and gave us a gifted sub. So appreciate that, Left Spleen. Appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
Guys, next question. Anything?
Well, let's see. everybody has some kind of inspiration,
Mhm.
of course. Let's hear a little bit about yours when it comes to you making music. What's your inspiration?
Making music, my inspiration right now, I definitely am huge with I guess Coach Ice's energy, or he goes by Coach Ice, and I've been stuck by calling him Coach Ice because like for the longest time me and my friends didn't even know how to say his name. He wasn't really like publicly saying it or anything like that. He hadn't had any interviews, so we were just like calling him Coach Ice. But it's Coach Ice, for the respectful way, you know. So I just like his style of like beats and stuff like that. It's like very spacey, bouncy, and upbeat. And I like how he always brings that energy to his music and that same energy to just him as a person. I guess so. Like I've seen him play games and I've seen him make little skits and stuff, and they're always freaking hilarious. So I definitely rock with that. Let's see what else. I like this dude's music. His name is Jaleel, and he's this like this unit of a dude, and he's just like freaking buff as I don't know what, dude. I tell you, like he's built like a freaking fridge, and he just looks like a giant GI Joe character in real life. But that dude stage dives. He like, I saw that video and I flinched because I was like, yo, if I was in that crowd, I'd be terrified. But that guy is huge, and like, he just has this energy, and every time he backflips, it looks like he just floats.
Wow.
Like it's an animation or something. I'm like, that's not real. There's no way. But that guy, like, his energy is just like, you know, he honestly, his whole motto and everything is like, I give out real raw energy, and he definitely does. He always brings the energy to the table. The first video that I saw that went viral of him online was him. He was performing, and he climbed to the very top of the freaking stage, like where the poles are or whatever, and backflipped off of it and kept singing his song. I was like, yo, what?
No lip syncing at all. He literally kept
was
singing the song.
his
Wow.
song. It was insane.
That's
I
bringing
had
some
never
energy,
seen
man.
anything like that, and I was like, I gotta see this guy live, bro. It's so cool. It's so cool. I definitely rock with them. So those are definitely my inspirations right now for sure.
Nice.
Sounds like people are scared to not catch him if he jumps off the stage from what you're describing.
Right. I mean, if he's built like a fridge,
I'm just
I don't want to get in the way of
imagining-
that.
You gotta see the guy, dude. He's just pure muscle, and like nothing phases him when he jumped that far. It didn't even look like it stung or nothing. I don't know. The dude he's a superhuman.
Okay. No, I get that. I get that 100%. So, you mentioned Coach East as an inspiration for you, which I totally understand. But musically, what did you used to listen to like growing up? Like, who were your like main? What were your main inspirations like music style wise? I guess that's
Music style wise, growing up, it was a lot of like R&B, type of. What did I start? Like, I didn't start listening to rap, like actual rap music, until I was like 18, 19 years old. My mom didn't let me listen to it.
Of
So
course.
it was like, yeah.
Damn
So it
parents
was like,
just don't understand.
So it took me a while, like, to really understand the grasp of rap. So like, growing up, it was more like all the radio stuff I would hear, like all the pop songs and stuff like that. But
Taylor Swift.
yeah, basically, just she was definitely on the radio, Kesha and all them. You know, so I wouldn't exactly say they inspired me too much, but I think honestly what really sparked me at first, what sparked me at first growing up, there we go, I just remembered, was Post Malone, because his song White Iverson just had me in a chokehold, and I was like, dude, this song is so freaking good. And then this dude named XXX Tentacion, just his music, him as a person, with what he was going through, all that other stuff, I wouldn't go as far as being like, oh yeah, like, you know, but I definitely liked his music and what he was trying to like put out there for himself, like more of his like slower stuff, his like, you know, where you could actually understand him, and that kind of gave me inspiration to be honest with myself and my music, and like if I wanted to make a sad song and talk about what I'm going through, I will do it, you know, because not a lot of people would do that and just be vulnerable is the word, you know. So I definitely rocked with that for sure.
Okay.
One of the things you had mentioned briefly early on was the opportunity to travel. I love traveling the world. idol of traveling the world. Just travel is just amazing. Seeing other people. What's some of the best places you've ever been to?
Some of the best places I've been to, I'd say Cartagena in Colombia. I'd say Puerto Rico was amazing. I stayed in Panama for a while. Colorado was really nice. I loved LA. I checked out the Sunken City, and that was in California. I'm not sure if I know it's not like too close to LA. It's probably a good like maybe 45 minutes away or something like that. But that was super freaking cool. All the food there was top notch, top tier, like amazing, and I would just love to just go there, eat and come back if that were an option, you know. But I definitely say those are my top. I liked Chicago a lot. It was pretty cool. It was like just like walking around the city, you know, like it was very I don't know, it was pretty. It wasn't as like scary as people made it out to be, like, you know, but like every city has its bad rap. Like I honestly will walk through Detroit and be like, "Oh, this is nice." Like they're you know, they're moving forward and they're trying to make it look nice and they're doing I don't know, they're building up.
That's actually a really good question, follow up, because it's like you coming from Florida.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard numerous really bad things about Detroit. So when you first moved up here, or what the first notion of you coming to Detroit, what did you think? And then when you got here, what was it like for you?
So I was just hearing all this stuff like, oh, there's murders and crimes and blah blah, and I was just like, you know what? Honestly, like there's murders and crimes everywhere. I'm not scared. Like it's not that big of a deal. Like come on, like how bad could it be? Yeah. And I got here, and yeah, things happen. But like, if you're in the wrong part of town, yeah, like as if that were anywhere, you know.
Exactly.
But of course, some things will happen, you know, downtown or in public or whatever the case may be. But you know, most of the time, everyone's just chilling, minding their own business, trying to have a good time, you know. So
right.
I don't like to live my life terrified of everything and just paranoid because I'm not going to be enjoying it, you know? So I'd rather enjoy it and, you know, just experience it myself and have my own opinion instead of letting someone else's opinion drive my own, you know? I like to experience it myself.
That's how life should be. Like,
Get over here!
All right.
Well, no coffin. Appreciate the follow.
You do that for yourself. Make your own opinion about that. I love when people do stuff like that. South America, that's on my list. I haven't been to South America yet, but Asia most definitely was.
Well, maybe you might want to stay away from Mexico for right now. You know, seeing how they're snatching people and, you know.
I don't know. I mean, it depends on where the wind floats me, but I'd like to go down there and check it out too.
All right.
Most definitely.
What are the questions we got for Matcha actually?
I mean, obviously, you got to find out, you know he is into music, obviously.
Right.
And he did mention games. But what kind of junkie are you? What kind of culture junkie are you? What's outside of music, maybe even outside of games, what's another thing that's just like, man, I can sit down and do this all day?
All day, every day.
Talk about freaking Marvel.
Yeah, just talk about Marvel. Like, we talking about the comics or we talking about the movies?
Both. My dad is like huge into Marvel and growing up we had like a room dedicated to Spider-Man because he is like huge into Spider-Man, you know. So
you done hit Kenshiro's sweet spot right there.
Yeah, so like he had bookshelves and bookshelves and bookshelves of comics, still does in his house to this day, and just keeps on collecting. And it's just like anytime I bring something up and he's like, oh yeah, well there's 4 different alternate universes of how this could have happened, and this is what they did in the movie, and blah blah and yada yada, you should read this one and that one, and in this universe the Hulk did I'm like, what the yo. So he just knows like everything. Anytime like just growing up, like as a family, we would all go out to see a Marvel movie and we would all rate it, talk about it, favorite parts, all of that, how true it was to comics or the character and all that other stuff. So like, you know, that was kind of embedded into me. So anything Marvel, I'm just like, yeah, you know, I'm excited to talk about.
No,
like,
I'm
very big into like acting too, so I'm very like a hard critic with actors and stuff like that. So I'm just like, like if they're good, I'm applauding. If they're, you know, kind of iffy, I'm like, like this is what they could have done better. Like I hope, you know, I'd like to see the character development here and such on and so forth.
Okay, so our last guest last week actually kind of said the same thing a little bit about, you know, looking at things critically. And one of the questions that we asked him last week was, do you find that your propensity to look at things critically prevents you from enjoying the film just as it is, just because, instead of like, it is like, do you nitpick more than you think you should?
See, you know, that's an amazing question, because actually last night I was watching this movie with my brother. What was it called? Like Strange World or something on Disney.
Yeah.
And he pointed out that I'm just sitting there like staring at the screen so intently, like I was criticizing every little frame of the movie or something. He was like, "Why are you staring at the screen so hard?" And we were both to start laughing. And I was just like, "My bad. I just get so sucked into it, and I just like observe every single movement, like the voices, just everything about everything. Like I still enjoy it, but I enjoy it to a different extent because I like really, you know, feel the art, and I feel like how much energy was put into, like, energy and work that was put into this, you know, production, you know. So I appreciate art in every single way. I think anything that anyone does is considered an art. So I value that very much.
So you don't strike me as a type of guy that would just be negative for negative's sake then. So you wouldn't be super harsh on, like, okay, so a lot of people,
hold on.
no, go ahead. No, please.
With you saying that,
Okay.
most definitely, there's a movie that I believe that anybody who likes movies should watch this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's called The Room. You may have heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
The Room, I think so.
With
It sounds familiar.
Tommy Wiseau?
Wiseau. They made a movie about the person who worked on this movie that wrote a book. James Franco, I think, starred in it, and some other people. I just really, because I used to think differently about movies when I was younger than I do now. And now I don't care to be critical about them at all, because they're there for my entertainment. I want to be entertained. And I either A, I'm entertained, or B, I'm not entertained. And that's basically it, because you can find fault in every movie if you choose to.
That is true.
So I choose to just say, did I like it or did I not like it? Am I entertained? I'm not entertained.
Mm-hmm.
I was entertained by The Room. This movie was not a good movie.
That's putting him out. Is that, wait a minute, hold on.
At
So is that the put the lotion in the basket?
No. That's Silence of the Lambs, dude.
Oh, is it? Okay,
Yeah,
okay. I haven't watched Silence of the Lambs, so I wouldn't know. That was time. Right. So I actually have a little bit of news for you there.
You gotta
guys.
watch that movie.
So I got a
little
little news for you. So they're remaking The Room.
Well, they might make it better.
With Bob Odenkirk.
Then they're not gonna make it better. Bob Odenkirk is, they're probably gonna make a joke out of it, but I don't know, man. The movie already, when you look at it, it feels like it's a joke. But Tommy Wiseau was like serious about what he was doing and how he wanted to be done, but just the end result felt really like, oh boy.
He's Uwe Boll in a new skin?
No.
You
I wouldn't
sure?
say that. I wouldn't say he's Uwe Boll. Oh gosh, Uwe Boll's movies are not even like laughably bad. They're just like
It's just bad. It's bad.
Oh my
man.
gosh, man! I tell everybody the story. I downloaded House of the Dead back in the day, and I still wanted my money back. I was just
Oh, you downloaded it. What are you talking
He
about?
wanted his bandwidth
I
back.
wanted it all back. Like it was.
He wanted his pen.
He wanted his time back. for
Right.
sure.
But like The Room, I could watch again. I always show that to people and sit around and watch it and just see their reactions and stuff like that. I got to show it to my wife.
Damn, that's sadistic, man. So because you watched it, hey man, I watched this, so you got to watch this too.
You don't have to do anything.
You just said you would sit down and show
I
it to
would
people to see their
like
reactions.
People to see it because I want them, not because it's not like, oh, I want you to eat this piece of shit steak because I ate a piece of shit steak. Let's go to this clown restaurant and enjoy the environment while we eat some French fries. You can't fuck up French fries. I mean, you can't.
I don't know, man. Yes, you can.
I mean, if you
Yes, you
overcook
can.
them, if you overcook them, yeah, pretty much. That's about it.
Hey,
I mean,
fuck
or
up French
undercook
fries.
them. Maybe
Come
overcook,
on.
undercook them. I don't know how many bad French fries you had. I don't have bad French fries
Plenty.
too often.
I've had plenty.
Not very often. Now. I
Depends.
mean, if
Yeah,
they're cold,
plenty.
maybe I get
It's,
it.
very,
But
it's pretty rare.
yeah, it's really rare. But
But on that case that it does, it'll ruin your French fry
No.
experience for
Yes.
a while. And you're like, I
Yes.
don't want French fries for a month.
Like,
Yo.
the burger can be bad, but just don't let the
Yeah.
French fries be bad.
Yeah.
Just don't let the French fries be bad, right? Okay, McDonald's got the best fries around, probably as a fast
I
food
still
joint,
think they
right?
do.
What? No,
No.
I'd say Five Guys.
Five Guys has
Five
great
Guys has
French
great
fries.
French fries.
They
Yes.
do.
Great French fries.
I don't crave Five Guys, number one. Number two,
That is
I can
true.
make Five Guys. It's just cut up some potatoes, peanut oil if you have it, nobody's allergic
Yeah.
to it. Boom, hit them in the fryer. They're good. You cannot recreate McDonald's fries. I don't know what they do, what alien magic they got going on, but you know them shits are freaking like you're addicted to them. You never. Oh my gosh, I remember I was a kid. Little story. Side note: eat some French fries. Didn't eat French fries. I was with my mom. She was picking me up from this daycare, and the McDonald's is right across the street. And I was like, "Mom, can we go get McDonald's?" She was like, "No," because all moms, what they say when you ask for McDonald's, they're like, "No."
No.
And I'm like, "Come on, Ma, I can taste them right now." And I was just like, "You can just keep on tasting them because we're not going to McDonald's." I mean, those are the type of fries McDonald's are. They get you, and they have been there since
Yeah.
you're a kid.
Yeah.
Into now.
Yeah.
Five Guys.
They put
are
something
great
in them
French
fries, I'm telling you.
But I don't think I've ever craved the Five Guys French fries at McDonald's.
Oh,
Like,
Cream's,
gosh, it's
Cream's
Jones,
absolutely right. That is exactly what Mom said.
Yeah,
you got McDonald's money.
They got something
What?
going on.
Crack oil for the fries.
Mickey D got them crack oil fries. 100%.
I don't know what it
There's
is.
something in them fries, man. I'm telling you. So, all right. So, back to your music. So, would you categorize yourself as hip hop artist?
It's
Not
been a
like-
hard journey trying to classify what I do. And
Okay.
I've asked so many people, and no one for the longest just knows how to classify me, because I personally thought it was hip hop and rap, but people were like, "Nah, this isn't hip hop rap. This is something else. You're in your own lane." And I'm just like, well, like, but if you had to put me somewhere, what would you put me? And they were just like, I don't know. Like, you make everything. You know, I go from like indie to like rage to like hyper pop to lullaby, like, you know, like something that could, like, you know, make you cry and go to sleep. And then I have like ambient sounds that are just like, yo, it's like fully immersive and it just feels like you're in space. And then I have like stuff that's just a vibe. So recently we just kind of came up, well, not even came up with, because it's an actual genre, but they called it experimental hip hop or experimental rap.
Experimental rap. Okay.
So I would go with that, but I came up with maybe maybe a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years at this point. But I called it genre fluid, just because everyone was doing like everyone was
gender
talking
fluid
about
and
gender
stuff like
fluid.
it.
And I was
Yeah.
like, genre
Yeah.
fluid sounds great. I've never heard someone
I kind
say
of like that. No,
Nice.
that's
you know,
pretty unique.
because
I like
like
that.
I don't fit into just one genre, so I'm genre fluid. You know, because I can
like
pick
that.
up anything.
That's
I
awesome.
like that.
So yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, everybody likes, especially as artists go, people love putting them in boxes that they can understand. So having I'm not going to say you're the world's first, because there's been plenty of artists that, you know, cross over,
Yeah.
whether it be, what's his name, Darius Rucker, you know, crossing over from pop to being
Darius Rucker.
straight up country, you know, after you started with Hootie and the Blowfish, whether you got Lil Nas X being a hip hop artist, being a gay hip hop artist, and then, you know, releasing a country song with
Billy Ray Cyrus.
Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah.
And that boy was popping too. Like, nobody expected that, but you know, it is what it is. So your music, you said you release it doesn't really classify as any genre.
Mhm.
This song that you said you wanted for us to kind of play, as we play it, we're gonna listen to it. It's about like a minute 15 seconds, right?
Yeah,
GQ?
about a minute.
About a minute 15 seconds. So we're gonna listen to it. We're gonna try not to talk over it.
Yeah.
And I just want to say this: if we play this and we get a DMCA, I'm coming your way. Just saying that. Just saying that. All right, let's go.
All right.
The Kirby's.
Hit my brakes, swerve. I just hit the curb, it's kinda price. Bust it up my whip for something nice. I can't get no fuss about no price. Knots in my head looking nice. What's the word? Acting like a bite, like a bird. I'm the biggest, yeah. I can't really care about what you heard.
I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. So this song is titled "What" and what inspired it?
This is actually really funny. So the bird noise in the back. All right, so this song is called NURD, and it's NURD. Funny enough, the song was inspired by my friend picking me up from the airport and crashing into the curb because he was.
Wait a minute, what? Hey, he picked you up in the airport and crashed into the curb.
Yeah, so I don't know, my friend, one of my closest friends, my dearest friend. I love him so much, but he is so ADHD and cannot focus on too many things at once. This dude cannot multitask to save his life. And
Damn.
he was trying to show me a video, and I'm like, please pay attention to the road. please drive. And he was like, no, you got to see this. I was like, yeah, I can watch it, but you can watch the road while I watch this video, you know? But no, he wanted to have the one hand on the steering wheel, watch the video with me, and watch my reaction to the video at the same time.
Wow.
And I was like, yo, you're about to hit the curb. He looks up and he was like, huh? And it just didn't register. And he's looking as we're going towards the curb. And we weren't even going that fast. I would give it like 15 miles per hour, maybe 20. And it was like, maybe I would give it like maybe 5 to 7 seconds. Staring, boom. And he was like, dang.
Staring
you
at
are
it.
so slow. Like, what are you doing? So he bumps into the
Get
curb,
outta here.
and we all get out the car. We're looking. I was like, "Yo, your rims are busted."
Oh man.
So that inspired the song. So the very first lines of the song, I said, "Hit my brakes, swerve. I just hit the curb. It's kind of pricey. Busted up my whip for something nice." And that's basically what that's about. So when I made that song, I called him. I was like, "Yo, I got a song, and it's inspired by you. I gotta show you this." And so I played it for him. He was like, "Yo, that's hard." And he was like, "Play it again." And he was like, "Wait a second. Is this when I crashed the car?" I was like, "Yeah, it is." He was like, "Bro, that's so green. Why'd you do that to me?"
Man, you gotta take your inspiration from
Laughing so
anywhere.
hard. I was like, "Yo, I had to." It's not like I put your name in the song or nothing, but you know, so I had to show. We got a good laugh out of it, and honestly, it's definitely one of my favorites right now that are coming up for like one of my future projects in the next month or two.
Yeah. No, that's funny, man.
Yeah,
no,
what's up
that's
to where's Jordan XN in the chat over there? Says what's up, Matcha?
Yeah, I know that guy.
It was good.
So-
That's actually one of my homies. I had him open up for me at Super Saiyan in Florida.
Nice.
Hey,
Yeah.
we went there.
We went there.
We
Super
went there.
Saiyan's
We,
nice.
when we were in
Unless
Florida,
they had
we
more
went
than
there.
one location.
Oh,
We
dope.
went to a Super Saiyan.
Yeah, the Super Saiyan in
yeah.
Florida. It's in Orlando, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah, no,
one
you
in
go-
Orlando too, but we were at the one in Jacksonville.
Oh,
The
okay.
Orlando
No, we
is
went to
my
Orlando.
original one where
Okay,
I used to
yeah.
go to.
Okay.
But yeah, there's 2 Orlando ones now. Actually, there's one near the college campus.
Yo,
and
man, that
there's
joint-
one that's like the OG.
Uh-huh.
It's dope. I rock with it a lot.
Yo, man, that joint was good. That joint was good. Like when we had it, that was some
Yeah.
good stuff.
It's perfectly themed. I
So
love it.
actually, Takeem had sent a highlighted message earlier too, because you had mentioned that you're into anime and stuff like that too. So he was asking, "What's your favorite anime?"
What's my favorite anime?
What's your favorite?
Oh, that is such a hard one. I have a lot. I have so many, but I would definitely say like I definitely rock with, and it's one of the newer ones. I have so many, but if I were to have to just pick it right now,
Yeah.
the first thing that comes to mind is definitely Demon Slayer,
Mm.
and the reason why is because one, I'll give it like I think there's like 3 ratings. The art style is freaking amazing.
Yes. Yes.
The story is amazing. And the I guess animation and art style do tie in together. But like just all together,
Yeah.
like even the voice acting, like
Yes.
just all of it together just feels like, yo, I'm sucked in. This feels real. And there's just like, like I'm intrigued the entire time. And what is it? The character design. Like the character designs are so unique. I love like the whole spider family that they had. I really rock with like all the Hashiras, all of them just look so different and have their own unique vibe and style to them. And the demons, like what is it, like the 12 Kazuki or something like that? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but just the, I don't know, the character design is dope. Like if I could like, you know, get myself animated into any of them, like that'd be pretty freaking dope. I'd love to see a version of myself as a demon slayer or one of the demons, because the art style is just sick, dude. Like I love it.
So
Got a quick question
no,
about
go ahead, please.
Demon Slayer. What's your opinion of Zenitsu?
Zenitsu, he's such a goofball. I actually have an action figure of him on my desk at work.
So clearly you like him.
But yeah, I feel like his well, just like come on, no, don't leave my head right now. What Boarhead? What is his name again? Inosuke.
Yeah.
Just like him, they both serve the purpose of like, you know, humor into the show. It's almost like, yeah, it could be completely just straight on serious, but of course, you know, they have to break away from seriousness with somebody who is a complete goofball. Like Zenitsu is just like he almost feels like a filler character, but people just love him. He's just like, oh, I'm so scared of demons. Why am I here? Blah blah. But then he's a badass. He's just like, you know,
seemingly he's a badass. And he's only got one move, right?
Yeah,
only, like literally the one move,
except for when he's sleep.
First form. Yeah, right.
That's wild. See, I feel like he has so much potential, and if he were to wake up and just, you know, overcome his fears, he could probably be like,
that boy would be cold. I'm telling you, that boy would be cold.
He'd be wild.
That boy would be cold.
He'd be on Tanjiro's level, and I think Inosuke is pretty freaking dope too. But Zenitsu, he's just hilarious. Anytime I see him on the screen where he's crying or like freaking out or like in love or whatever, you know, it's just like, it's always so dramatic, and his character is definitely meant to be that. I just think he's funny.
Over dramatic.
Yeah, like his head's huge. Blah, blah, like, yo, this is such a simple situation. Why are you freaking out? So yeah.
So another question I got for you, and no, Takeem, I am 100% not going to ask that question because I know the question he's going to ask, so I'm not going to bother asking him. But you as an artist, like how many albums or EPs have you released so far?
I released one album called Candy Clouds. I released 2 EPs, I think. What is it, 2? Did I release 2 EPs? Yeah, I did. Okay. I'm just like, oh, did I? So Seasonal Depression and Timeless Future. Timeless Future was first, and then Seasonal Depression.
Okay.
Cotton Candy Clouds was more based just like around like me starting off music. It was just like a bunch of different sounds. I was more testing everything and, you know, trying to get out there. Not Scam Likely. Timeless Future was like a project that one of me and my homies created. He goes by Henry's Mind Your Enjoyment, HMYE short. We sat in a studio and just like came up with beats for all of these songs, and, you know, just kind of hashed it out and created that EP, and it's just something beautiful, and I definitely rock with it. It's more on the chill side. It's nothing like hype or anything, but definitely something to just chill and listen to. Seasonal Depression was released, I think, when I moved here, and I had never heard of Seasonal Depression until I moved up here. So it was kind of, you know, based off of that idea, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna make it very slow, very honest, very vulnerable as to, like, you know, how I've been feeling, how I felt in the past, and all that other stuff, and just kind of put it into a project. Now, this next project that I'm working on is gonna be like a late Valentine's kind of thing. It's kind of gonna be like love-ish, and then right after that, straight hype. And I'm definitely like the one that we just listened to not long ago. I'm definitely rocking with that. I want to go with things that can get the party started, you know. So
nice.
That's the plan.
Awesome.
So we got a few more minutes before we do the Power Is Yours. What is it? Oh wow,
Season of Depression
wow!
equals
This guy,
Lions-
season
Detroit
of
Lions
depression
football.
equals Detroit Lions football. Hey man,
For
Hey,
a
man,
lot
look.
of these people here, most definitely.
Hey man,
Marcus.
look,
For a
look,
lot of them,
look.
yeah.
No, but for real, what I was gonna ask is like, so do you make your own beats, or I assume you write your own lyrics? Obviously,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of artists have ghostwriters. Normally, up and coming artists don't have ghostwriters; they can't afford it. But do you make your own beats too?
I have contributed to making the beats. I have made beats in the past, but I haven't used them for any of my songs.
Really?
I've
Okay.
made like loops and stuff like that, but I'm capable. It just takes too freaking long. So, and I don't have the patience for it. And if I do, then like I said, I've made a few, but it's just like it's just not my style. It's not my thing, I should say.
Okay.
So I definitely I'd rather give, I don't want to say credit, but like give someone else who does that for a living a chance to work with me so that we can both make it, and I can like give someone who deserves it instead of like me doing all of it myself. Like I would want to work with someone else to, you know, help them achieve their goals and give them that credit.
Right.
Because you know, like a lot of not DJs, a lot of producers want what is it called, placements, like with bigger artists and stuff like that. So they have that placement with me and be like, oh, I used to work with 904Matcha. I used to do this with 904Matcha. Oh, I produced this song by 904Matcha. Instead of, oh, 904Matcha produced all of his own stuff. I'd like to network and make those connections so that we can all build and create together, and it's you know, bounce ideas off of each other. So I definitely like that idea more than just doing it all myself, you know.
Okay.
So I
that's
definitely
cool.
rock with that.
So I think last month we had mutual friend. We had Mark Cooper on our show with us.
Mhm.
Have you ever collaborated or worked with him yet?
No, it sounds very familiar. I might follow them on Instagram.
Yeah, it's Mark Cooper. You probably do follow him on Instagram, but we had him on the show a couple months ago. But yeah, no, his music was more on the nerdcore side, but he does produce his own beats.
Mhm.
So maybe it would be dope if you do a Matcha Mark Cooper collab. That would actually be pretty dope, and y'all can both come back on the show and produce and debut it right here. You know, do give us another Culture Junkies exclusive.
Heck yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah. So few show notes before we do pass it to the power is yours. If you guys didn't notice, the follow meter has been reached. Matcha brought the juice, and a lot of his followers came in, so they triggered the follower goal. So
Heck
next
yeah.
week we will have to do the follower giveaway. So all of you that are watching the show for the first time now, make sure you come back next week, and you'll be eligible to win the prize that Matcha helped unlock for you all.
Awesome.
But of course, also you can be reached. Where are you on all your socials right now? You're on YouTube. I know you have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, YouTube,
Instagram,
Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. What else? Honestly, just pulling up my
SoundCloud?
phone. There's SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, all them other ones you've probably never heard of, like that I had never heard of until I saw it, you know, like kind of thing.
Captain Sausage 97.
Captain
Sausage.
Sausage.
Also
Man, I
earlier,
just imagine that guy saying his name like that.
Katsua had joined as well, and we got the extra life. So Minority, thank you.
Minority Games,
Appreciate
the
that. So we'll tack on an extra 15 minutes on the show. So before we do hit the power is yours, we got to pay a few bills, keep the lights on, even though Minority Games did just kind of help us. So if you haven't followed or subbed to the Culture Junkies yet, you won't be able to see. You'll have to watch a 30-second ad because we got to pay the bills. But in 30 seconds, we will be right back. See you guys in a minute.
30 seconds.
30 seconds. 30.
The entire Culture Junkies crew would like to thank you for tuning into our programming. We hope you are enjoying our content as much as we enjoy making it. One thing that helps us continue bringing you our unique content is viewer support. By visiting the Culture Junkies Patreon page, you will have the opportunity to select the support level that works best for you. Not only will your support help keep the Culture Junkie Nation growing, but you will make yourself eligible to receive patron-exclusive swag. Please take a moment to consider supporting us and join the ranks of the supporters you see listed on the screen. We would like to also give a special shout out to our Culture Junkies level and above patrons: DeMarcus Smith, Fab Nerd Life, Nanette Net, The Other Steve, and Black Crowned Knight. Remember, for as little as $1 a month, you can support a Culture Junkie. Thank you.
All right, y'all. So obviously, this is the Power is Yours segment. We will talk about anything that you guys want to talk about. Matcha is still going to be hanging out with us for the next few minutes, and he's so powerful. He's in there 3 times. He's in there 3 times. So more right off the rip, he's always got the chamber ready. Always got the chamber ready. Any junkie's been in the studio back in the day. So technically, GQ, we did do well. Actually, no, you weren't there because you were in a magical. But technically, I was in high school. We recorded a track for our high school musical band. That's just me. I don't think these other two had anything to do with.
My uncle is a professional musician.
But that's you. That's
Let
not.
me
No, we're talking
finish.
you. Okay, go ahead. Finish.
When I first went to go visit him in California for my first time, I was like 22, 23 years old, and he wanted to make a song. So we were in the studio, and I did make a rap song. I call it Travel Brow.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Do you still have it?
We made a song when you when we
Yeah,
were all
and
out
we
of
did
California
another
at the
one.
same time with him
Another
too.
time when we went out there, and I do still have it. Not on me, of course.
Where
I
is
have
it?
a CD at home.
Yeah, CD.
It's just one song.
Oh, it's a
I
CD.
freaking made
Okay.
because he was kind of put me on the spot, but I did it.
GQ's got a CD-ROM. I mean, I'm sure.
I can probably rip it. In
Yeah,
fact,
bring it.
I don't know if I
Yeah, bring
did
it.
rip it years ago.
Bring it, because that's actually something we should totally put in the Rolodex, much like the pump and dump drop.
Pump and dump.
Yeah, the pump and dump drop.
Pump and
If you
dump.
never, if you never heard the pump and dump drop, that was it.
Oh yeah.
I remember the hook. I like to travel. I like my home. I like my eyebrows on my dome.
I remember
Yeah.
you playing that. Now.
Yeah, I remember it because that, and I was like, and it was just a simple little silly thing. It's nothing like the kids today. It wasn't what's the words that they use? Not hype. What is it? Lit.
Oh my.
It's nothing like that.
Oh my God, you sound so old saying that right now.
Yes.
Oh my God, you sound so old. So
Yeah.
So a question.
and Big Preem, he's big time drop bars, but he's moved on to reggaeton because he not.
Oh no, does he do that still?
Oh yeah, he's on Big
he do
Preem.
that
You
still?
can find him on Spotify and all that other stuff.
Okay, yeah, maybe y'all could do a collab there too. So I don't know, 'cause
And he is
he produces music too
banging.
sometimes. So
Big
yeah.
Preem.
So
This is
did you find it?
Oh, I found Big
Oh,
Preem.
well, But no, so we didn't get to ask that. But what is it with the matcha, man? Like what's behind that? What's the story behind that? The matcha.
That's so interesting. So it started off with my friends in high school calling me Soto-sama because my real last name is Soto,
Mm-hmm.
and they would just call me Soto-sama because it was just like they looked up to me and all that other stuff. We all were like nerds, so
Clearly y'all was a bunch of weebs.
Yeah.
Clearly y'all was a bunch of weebs rolling around calling people Soto-sama and stuff. Like, yeah, come on, man.
So that it used to be my Instagram name long ago. And then after that, someone started calling me Tenzo, and I rocked with it. I was like, yo, I like this name, Tenzo. And later I find out that Tenzo is basically matcha. It's like a different version of it or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, I wanted to go by that name in music. And I was just like, I kind of like matcha. And then from matcha, I was just like, yeah, matcha. I drink matcha more than I drink coffee. I very rarely drink coffee unless I like need that burst of energy immediately. But it gives you a mellow energy throughout the day, and it's full of antioxidants, which is really good for you in general. So
Right.
I drink matcha pretty often,
Right.
and it tastes good. So
Sure
if it's
does.
made right,
100%.
but
100%.
so I was going by matcha for a while, and then I saw there were like just some other users that were named Matcha and the people that liked Matcha, and it was just hard to find me. When you looked up Matcha, you had to type in Matcha music, and then if you looked up Matcha music, then there might be a DJ from Switzerland named Matcha that DJs. I'm just like, dang, bro, like it couldn't find me. So I was like, you know what? How do I take myself from this and make it unique enough that, you know, you only see me instead of just a bunch of, you know, of course, cups of matcha as it would be. And I was like, you know what? Let me put my hometown's area code right in front of my name, 904 Matcha. Type that in just to make sure that it wasn't that no one else had that name. I was like, I'm the only one. Let's go. So I did it, and it made it so much easier for people to find me. I was able to change every single last bit of my socials to 904 Matcha, even on my PSN, like just playing PlayStation. I was like anything, like down to the T, no pun intended, but just all the way like to that. Like I was able to just have 904 Matcha on every single platform, and that was just the easiest way for people to find me. You just type in 904 Matcha, and everything about me, all of it, pops up. And as I go on, just more things are just gonna keep on adding on. You'll find interviews. You'll see that I was on the news in Florida at a time, 904 Matcha. You see like the performances and all this other crazy stuff. So that's exactly what I wanted, for people to easily access my music and just anything in general, even if it's not just for the music. Even it could be like my merch and what I make, like my style, like this, what I'm wearing right now. I made this.
Nice.
And this is on my merch. Well, that's not on my merch shop yet, but I plan to put it on there. I'm gonna have a few people model a few of the other prototypes first, but it's so freaking comfy. Like I rock with it. So like a lot of people rock with the style of the stuff that I put out. Like I have like little matcha beanies and stuff that have my hair, you know? So like it's dope. I rock with it, and a lot of people like that because I'm not just 904 Matcha just for my music. It's me as well and what I do. So it may be like, you know, like if I'm traveling, just being an influencer, or if I'm doing the fashion stuff, because I'll run a fashion show with some of my friends, because I have a lot of friends that are into fashion and stuff like that. So we do things together, and I push them to be their better selves, and they do the same for me. So like, you know,
cool, man.
No, that is cool. So all you out there just talking about Lean on Me. Marcus A64 saying, you know, he thought Fair East Side was going to be the new show theme. You know, and everybody talking about Lean on Me. What's the questions for us to answer? Like, come on, y'all.
Someone said, does it have liquor? Are you talking about the matcha? If you're talking about the matcha, there isn't in this. I can at some point, but nah, I'm chilling right now.
Yeah, it's more of a healthy thing.
Yeah,
so. Right.
I used to rock green tea a bunch now without the milk in it though. Back a long time, because I was doing the coffee, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna change over to something else, and then I was doing green tea like every day, because Costco, you get a big old box green tea, and that was like an everyday thing. And now I kind of like cut out all that, and now it's because of Big Preem. Now I'm a stupid. I don't even know if I should mention their name online, because they ain't paying us. So one of those,
no free chili.
Yeah, it's one of those energy powders, but
yeah,
I'm all out. They haven't shipped me my new one. Don't know what I'm gonna do.
Maybe get a sponsorship.
Team, I don't refuse your questions. I just refuse that question. That because it's not important.
I'll ask you because I don't care. So, what you think of Man of Steel? 904 Matcha, the film.
Man of Steel. You talking about Superman?
Yeah, the film,
the movie.
The movie.
Man of Steel, the film. The
How
last
recent was that?
That's wild.
See, he hadn't even seen it.
I definitely have seen it, but I was just wondering, just make sure,
okay.
There wasn't anything like it just came out last week or something crazy.
Yeah.
It's 10 years.
Sometimes I'm out of the loop.
Damn, has it been 10 years?
Yeah, it's been 10 years.
It's been 10 years since Man of Steel came
You're
out.
asking me to dig that out of my memory right now?
Dog, it's only 10 years. What are you talking about,
10
man?
years ago, I can't remember 2 minutes ago.
There you go.
No, I'm playing.
Wow.
But what is it? Yeah, Man of Steel. Wow, that was a hot minute ago.
period.
Wasn't that like when literally basically the Justice League had to like fight him?
No,
that was
Batman v
That was
Superman.
Batman v Superman.
Dang, well,
No,
that's
actually,
what I
no,
was
that
just
was Justice League.
No, that was just
See, I get them a little mixed up, so I need
you
the
get 'em all
see.
mixed
I
up.
need a
So
refresher.
apparently the movie was so unremarkable you can't even remember what it was, right?
I don't
Something
know.
like that. That's
I can
essentially what
remember
he's saying.
clips from the movie itself.
You're
He
not
blocked out the
missing
horror.
anything.
Team, you ain't shit.
You
He
ain't
blocked out the
missing
horror. Team, you ain't
It's
shit.
not the man. It's not his fault. Henry Cavill is one of
Oh,
the better
man.
modern
It was
Superman.
a
Yeah,
minute
That
no,
movie
he
just
no, he
wasn't
100%
good.
is. Yeah,
That just-
they
that was
wasted
a
that
hot
man.
minute
Keem,
ago.
I have not seen Creed 3 yet because
I
I
need to
haven't
see
watched
Creed
Creed 2 yet.
I have watched Creed 3. It was okay. It was okay. I thought the choreography in it was pretty cool. Yes, they 100% did do a few anime inspired punches. Like
Really?
yeah. So there was this one, and I don't no, they didn't show it in the trailer, but there was this one that will remind you of the Goku versus Majin Vegeta fight. Where they actually, kind of did a cross counter and they both hit each other. It was literally like that. And obviously the other one was the punch that Frieza gave Goku back in the original Frieza fight, and he kind of bent over like.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, Minority Games is asking, how do you feel about drill music?
How do I feel about drill music?
They made music
I'm not
with
gonna
drills.
lie. Hold
Drill
on a
music.
second.
Like what the
Talking
fuck is
about drill
man?
music, there's like UK drill. Like it's like it's almost.
Oh,
It's almost like what you would
drill
call like the
music.
New York where they do all the sturdy stuff and all
Mhm.
that. Hold on a second.
No,
'Cause
you
there's
can't play
one
it.
in my playlist, yo, and it is so freaking good.
We have to
Okay.
play that. We have to
Um,
play it after.
Yeah, it's
Right, I ain't
called.
doing no DMCA's now.
no, yeah, it's all
Yeah.
good. It's
Not
all good. I'm not
today.
gonna
No,
do it.
not today.
No, so it's called Simple by Stay Flea, Get Lizzie, and Lancey Foe.
Get Lizzie.
It is so freaking good. Like I definitely rock with it. I like the UK drill. UK drill is my favorite.
Okay.
Like New York drill is decent, but I feel like UK drill just I like the accents over the beats. I feel like it's more authentic than what we have here in America. Not to knock on American rappers or anything, because Pop Smoke did his thing, and whoever followed in those footsteps of like New York drill, they did a pretty good job. But I definitely like UK drill more because honestly it feels like it fits them, the sturdy. Top 5 rappers.
Uh-oh.
What are my top 5? All right, dang, you hit me right there. All right, honestly, recently I've super heavy, and you might judge me super hard for this, but that is another inspiration. But Yeet recently has been on the rise and just going freaking amazingly crazy. Even though in a lot of songs you can't really understand him, just his vibe and the energy that he puts on his tracks are something different that I feel like he isn't scared to just make a weird noise and then put it on a beat. If you ever listen to his songs and you hear his ad libs, it's something outlandish. Just like, what did that sound like in the studio? And somebody exposed him and did that on TikTok. And it was the funniest thing because you just hear him grunting and making these weird noises,
Oh,
and then it's
no.
altered, and it sounds cool altered, but
Yeah.
like you hear it live, you're like, oh nah, like he
No, that's
sounds like he's
foul.
doing something weird.
Right. No, that's foul.
So
Okay.
I rock with it because he's being real, he's doing his thing, and no matter what, no matter how weird it may sound,